Hello beautiful people and welcome back to another episode of the Bath Time podcast with me, Reuben, Harley and Philip. How's everyone doing,
Hello,
lads?
guys.
Hi guys.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
What I would like to say
Ready for these stories.
at the very beginning is this is a second part to the original ghost stories.
If you want the first part, check the description.
Yeah, this is linked in the description.
Linked in the description below.
It'll be linked in the top
right
right-hand corner.
It's in the left corner. Get
Right
at it.
No, it's right corner, not left.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's like imagine.
You know
if
what, I
were
might
on
just
the
put 'em in the
screen
middle.
And you just point in it.
We'll chuck
You
an
could
annotation
put-
in the
oh.
middle, fuck it. Right.
We had lots of fun with the last one. So
The last
you know,
one's
I
quite
reckon-
scary and some believable, some not. So let's see what you have for us this time.
I would say that these three coming up are debatably better than the first three.
Okay.
So
well,
in the comments, I'd like you to judge. I'd like you to tell me which ones did you like, part one and part two. Right. Should we just get into it, lads?
yeah, let's do it.
Right.
This one
Hit it.
is titled The Doorway, and it's very quite short. My tail begins. Oh, fuck. Stop with your fucking. Oh, that was sick.
Love that.
We're keeping that in. We've been keeping me. We're keeping it in.
Yeah.
Me saying we're keeping
Yeah.
it in because that's sick.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Right. My tale begins on a normal Thursday night. I was asleep in the bunk bed I share with my sibling. At about 2 a.m, I started lucid dreaming that I am slowly bending backwards in my bed, but then my dream got darker. I felt my blanket wrap around my neck and start bending my back backwards, exorcist style.
Jesus.
Kinky.
Just as I
Sorry,
thought,
sorry.
just as I thought my back would break, I woke up with a start and stared at my doorway. All I could see for a split second was a black mass floating there before vanishing. It took me a solid 20 minutes before I sacked up and ran to the bathroom, turning every light on as I went and waited till morning.
God. Is that it?
That is it. Short and sweet.
To be fair,
Short and sweet.
I do find lucid dreaming so creepy.
Yeah, I've never done it. I
It
don't
kind of
want
reminds
to
me
do
of
it.
have you guys seen Insidious?
Mm.
Yeah, literally, it's literally like.
I watched it
it's
3 hours ago,
literally
mate. I'm dying.
Yeah. It's oh my god, like that. That was quite a scary movie, to be fair, and for it to be that similar, I mean.
I did
Has
like.
anybody had a lucid dream?
I haven't. I have not.
I
don't
okay.
think so.
Well, basically, it's.
I don't know.
I wouldn't call it lucid, but I always have this repetitive dream,
Oh,
basically,
yeah, everyone. Yeah.
where I'm crossing a road, right?
You get hit by a car.
No, not quite.
Oh.
I'm crossing the road. I'm crossing the road with my family, yeah.
Oh
And
god.
halfway across the road, I drift from unconsciousness to subconsciousness. So
Okay.
I suddenly become incredibly tired, like you are in the morning, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still dreaming, so it's still all in my head.
Yeah.
Is this going somewhere?
And then it is going somewhere. So
Okay.
I'd feel like I still think I've just fallen over in the middle of the road, basically, because I'm so tired in my
Right.
head, and there's a truck coming, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, holy shit, there's a truck coming. So I have to crawl towards to the other side of the road. But in reality, I'm just crawling to the front of my bed. And it always ends with the
Oh.
truck hitting me as my head hits the end of my bed.
Oh, so you're actually okay? Because I thought, so you're actually doing stuff IRL, even though you're dreaming it.
Yeah,
That's mad.
it's really
That's
weird.
mad.
That's mad. That
I
must be
reckon
like
I've had a
sleepwalking,
lucid
innit?
dream.
I don't know whether I have.
I don't think so. I don't think I have.
When I was younger, okay, I don't know if it was a lucid dream or not. This was before I knew what lucid dreaming was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in bed. I was probably around about 10, 11 or 12, something around that age.
Right.
Okay, and I was dreaming that I was in a war zone. Okay, like in a helicopter which just landed,
Mhm.
and it felt the realest thing ever. And I think I was crying or something like in my sleep, and my parents came in and were talking to me, and I could not open my eyes. I couldn't stop dreaming. It was like I was stuck in a dream.
I've had that before.
I don't know if that's a lucid
Mad.
dream or
Oh,
what,
I swear
but
you've told me
I
about it,
felt like
actually.
I was stuck in the dream and I couldn't wake up. It was in
Yeah.
a war zone. I was scared I was going to die. It was, yeah.
Right.
That's
So,
weird.
right, when you dream, I need to. You know, like there's a storyline where you dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you?
it usually is.
Do you just sort of go with the storyline? You can't change it at all in the slightest.
Yeah, I can't change it.
Right. So does this count as lucid dreaming then? Because I used to. I haven't done it recently. I used to get to like a dream, and there'd be, you know, like if you're playing certain games, it's like there's a main storyline that you follow, but there's little sub things you can go off and do, like you
Yeah.
take a left turn instead of a right turn.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
I've always had that, so I used to be able to just to pick where I went, but as long as it was still
God.
carrying on with the main form of the dream, then it was
Yeah.
fine. I couldn't then
Yeah.
be like,
I have changed my like dreams before. I had a nightmare, like a recurring nightmare
yes,
of like you know, like the same thing we talked about in the last episode actually on like having a figure at the end of your bed.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
instead of like at the end of your bed, you just like in your dream you see this figure.
yeah,
And sometimes it would talk to me. It would say this. It would like in horror movies when they kind of like says like you're being followed or some shit.
What, like
that.
when your toys were arguing?
And like no, this isn't toys arguing. That was real life. That happened. Okay, it fucking happened.
So your toys didn't argue. Your toys didn't argue. You're a weirdo.
I'm saying, okay, allow it. But yeah, no, and like it was a recurring dream. But then one time I had the dream, and I just kind of like it said to me, it's like you're going to die or some shit like that. And I just went.
What the fuck?
I just looked at it. I kind of thought to myself, this is a dream. I turned to it and just went, fuck off.
I think everyone else is. Wow, man, a spirit, right? Has just gone, Phil, you're gonna die, and you just went, no, I'm not, dickhead. And,
No,
and
you
then it was
just
like,
turn-
all
you
right,
ju-
okay, fair.
I mean, was this a dream or a daydream?
No, this was like an actual dream.
This
and
was
then
Phil's cousin whispering in his ear.
It keeps going like and then you know it keeps talking about some random shite that it's like, oh,
Mad.
you're being watched, you're being followed, you're
Fucking
gonna
hell.
I don't know, get taken by the devil or some shite. And
You know
I
how your
just-
dad's
and you
a
just
priest?
keep saying, yeah.
Well, Reuben, you got a second story for us, haven't you?
I do. It is called Little Boy Laughing at Me.
Okay. Oh, this sounds quite real already, because you always hear about these
Yeah.
little boys like walking
I mean,
around.
they're like,
It gets
re-
better.
really like high pitched like.
Back in college, I was working in my hometown during the summer, and since my parents had moved out of town, I was staying with my best friend's family. I practically grew up in his house, and his family was like mine, and mine like his.
Okay.
One night after work, his little brother and I rented some movies and stayed up late watching them in the finished basement. Around 11 p.m, his brother went upstairs to bed, and I continued watching until I fell asleep on the sectional.
On the what?
Sectional, I assume it's a type of sofa.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm guessing something American.
Yes,
Anyway,
that's why
continue.
it's a basement. The basement, although finished, was a little eerie at night. Two massive sliding glass doors out into the thick northern Wisconsin forest. Most
Okay.
nights,
Yeah,
the
that's
moonlight. Yes, Phil. Right,
Wait, if this was in a basement,
Yeah.
how's there?
because it's American.
Oh, they've
it's
got
America.
like those they've got those like little slits of like those little tiny little
Yeah.
windows at the top of like the basements, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Those creep me out. Don't like
Yeah,
them.
right.
Oh yeah.
So, most nights the moonlight casted a soft glow around the thickets that created an odd comfort of cosy country warmth, but never let you forget how much untamed forest is at your doorstep.
Yeah.
On this night, the curtains were pulled across the sliding door, so only a slightly luminous silhouette could be seen around the edges. I preferred to sleep with the TV off and the covers over my head, so I had shut off the movie and sank under the blankets in all but pure darkness. A few hours later, I woke up on the couch to my best friend's little brother laughing at the movie. He laughed a few times until I said, "Dude, shut up," and then he
Oh
began
my
to
God.
giggle. I heard him get up from in front of the television and make his way towards the sectional. I froze.
Oh
At
my
this
God.
moment, I remembered my best friend's little brother had gone upstairs
Was
to bed
dead,
a while
sorry.
ago. Someone else was downstairs with me. The voice
Oh my
giggled some
God.
more and began dragging its hand across the back of the couch. I
I'm
told
so
myself,
scared right now.
I told myself that it wasn't really happening and nothing was there. I told myself to get up and turn on the lights. I repeated it. Get up, turn on the damn lights. Nothing's there. I threw the blanket off, sternly walked to the light switch and flipped it on. Nothing was there. I was alone in the basement. I forced myself back onto the couch and said I had to endure the anxiety and get over it. In the morning, when I awoke, I re-encountered the story over the phone to my best friend. He paused, and it clicked in both of our heads. Years before this, my best friend was sleeping on a pull-out couch in the upstairs living room. He woke up to a little boy laughing and looking at him through the loft railing as his feet dangled between the wooden posts.
Oh my god.
Was it the same little boy or just a coincidental acts of sleep paralysis? I'll never know.
Right, oh my god, that's
Jesus.
so scary. I'm literally just looking out my window because I feel like someone's watching me.
Yeah.
That was mad.
Yeah.
That was pretty. That was.
It was like when you were just like, I'm shitting myself, I was like, this story is hitting.
Yeah, like believability, I would give that probably a 9.
Yeah. Like it is like.
And like I always hear stories like that from people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's so believable.
That's basically that's a template for Mr. Nightmare. That you
Yeah,
hear that
literally.
all the time.
And
Yeah.
it's so easy to do. Just thinking about that, it's your best friend's like brother. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. You'd just be like, man,
Yeah.
what you doing? And then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
when
shit,
you're
he's not
tired
actually
and
here.
like when you're tired and there's someone speaking like, oh, like what are you doing? Like that's so easy to do.
I think the only thing that sort of ruins it for me is how well it's written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of almost sounds like it has been created as a story,
Yeah.
but at the
Yeah.
same time, if we ignore that side of it, I think that's pretty believable.
I think it was a
I'd
fucking
give it-
good story.
I'd give it,
Scariness,
an
I give it a 9.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
So you've gone pretty high. Like you think
Yeah.
you think
This
is
is the
dog,
best so
dog
far.
bollocks. I'm gonna
Yeah.
one up you and say that I think
Ooh.
these last 3 have gone in order from worst to best.
Well,
So
oh yeah.
I would
fair
say
enough.
debatably
Yeah,
this
yeah.
third one's better than the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
This is
I want
what,
to hear this now.
This is what I would
You
say.
know what? I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight, but it doesn't matter.
Just
Right.
just tell them to fuck off, okay? Just do it.
I'll do it.
It's all in your head, Harley.
It's relatively long.
Okay.
It's
we don't
not.
mind that.
It's probably about the same as the one just before. A bit
Okay.
shorter.
That's pretty average. That's all right.
Alright,
Right.
let's
But the best thing is that on Reddit there was no title to this one, and the person this is written by was anonymous 2626.
go. Fuck, that makes it even more scary.
Do you know he exposed Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, we
that
have-
could be another episode, mate. We'll keep that for another episode.
Oh, fucking Jeffrey Epstein. Right.
Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
It begins like this.
Dun, dun,
4
dun.
years
Jesus
ago.
Christ.
4 years ago, I lived in a very large farmhouse that was converted into 2 apartments. The house was known as the Old Boys' Home. It was used to house boys with behavioural issues, but was closed due to allegations of molestation.
Sorry, like when was this about?
When was what?
How
When
long ago
was
was
this
like?
at?
The story.
This thing.
The story was posted in 2010.
Mm.
That could be
And there's
that
no
far
date
ago.
for like when the institution.
Well, it said
or
4
that
years
stuff.
ago, so if you do the maths, Phil, it's
Okay,
2006.
2006. Yeah.
Anyway, I was living with my boyfriend and 3-year-old daughter at the time. My bedroom had a large fireplace that had been boarded up and painted over. I decided to push my bed up against it one day while I was rearranging things. It was like a headboard. That night, around 1 a.m, I had heard a small voice saying, "Mum, Mum, Mummy." I had sat up in bed but didn't see anything, so I reached over my boyfriend, trying to grab my daughter and put her in our bed. I kept feeling around, and I still was hearing the voice, but I couldn't feel her. My boyfriend woke up and turned the bedside lamp on, asking me, "What the hell are you doing?" I explained that Amelia was trying to get into our bed, and I was reaching for her. There was nobody there. My
God.
daughter was asleep in her room. Then the next night came. Around 1 a.m. again, my dog had started to whimper at our door, so my boyfriend got up to take him outside. You know that feeling in bed when someone lies down next to you, where the bed pushes in and there is a
Yeah.
warmth in your back?
Yeah,
I felt that, so I assumed my boyfriend had come back to bed. I rolled over and my boyfriend wasn't in the bed, and I felt the
dear.
fucking bed release pressure. Whatever
Oh.
was lying next to me had gotten up in that second. I've moved
can
my
just
bed
imagine
the
that.
next day to the other side of
Yeah.
the room, and I had never had another incident in 2 years that I remained in that house.
I can imagine that.
I think the way that I just think that one's a bit better because I feel like it's more believable than the first one.
And yeah, it's also quite believable that
I
she
think
says
the other
that
one's
she hasn't
better, but
experienced it again.
Yeah,
Does that
it's,
make
it's
sense?
since she moved the bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like the other one was a bit better.
I feel like the
personally.
other one was scarier,
Okay.
but this is kind of just on equal level, really.
leverage.
I think
I
it's
would say.
equal level believability, but I think the other one was slightly scarier, just because it's kind of like that idea
Yeah.
of like the
Yeah.
stereotypical like kid like laughing in like the distance or
Yeah.
something, and you can never see where he is or something.
Yeah, it was just because it was used to be housed as a house for boys with behavioural issues.
Yeah, I think the history behind it.
Yeah.
It gives it a bit of
If the second one had like, if they like found out that there had been like a kid who'd, I don't know, been like lost and was never found again, at that house or some shit like that, then if that story had history behind it, I reckon it would be
Big.
I think it'd be
top
too.
notch.
I think it'd be too
Yeah.
obvious. I sort of like it because you can almost assume, right? If you're taking boys with behavioural issues, you're going to assume they're between the ages of somewhere from like 8 to 13,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that sort of
Or
age you would
15.
definitely want to like be around your mum. So sensing a female presence, if it was like a boy spirit or something, you'd be like,
Mhm.
"Oh shit,
Yeah.
it's my mum," not really knowing any
There's a
better.
whole thing behind it.
Yeah,
And
like
then the
there's a
spirit
lot more
realises, "Fuck,
psychology.
never mind, it's not my mum. It's actually a real person. I will never do this again. I'm so
Yeah.
embarrassed." And
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, Reuben, I don't think you told us if you believe in ghosts and all that,
do I believe in ghosts?
or energy or
It's,
whatever.
it's a weird one. It's a weird one because I'm very open-minded to it. I
Yeah.
don't believe I've had any encounters. I've had some
Yeah.
pretty bait situations happen, but like
No
they're all
encounters of-
IRL sort of things.
Yeah.
You know, in regards
like
to.
toys and that.
Well, no, I've never had any. I've never had any sort of toys like move or beef each other,
Yeah.
and then you tell them to stop and they stop.
One day you will know.
Very
One
happy
day you
that they
will,
stopped,
and
not
it will
gonna lie.
turn
If
your
they
life
hadn't
around.
stopped, I'll genuinely have, like,
They say
shit
like
myself.
it was a something that I read, but they say like the man upstairs goes you have to have like one absolutely bait experience, whether it's like in real life or
Yeah.
but not like scary, but like death, like you're gonna have a
Creepy,
heart
yeah.
attack,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I'm very nervous for mine because I've had
Yeah.
some pretty bad things and they've scared me a lot.
Yeah.
But if it's meant to be like worse than that, I will probably die when mine happens.
But I do feel like with scary experiences and energy and ghosts, or whatever you want to call it, everyone has or will at least experience something.
Yeah.
Actually,
That
that,
makes
to be
you
fair, that
think.
reminds me of a story from like actually quite nearby.
Fire away.
So-
I'm intrigued. Go.
Oh yeah.
This my mum told me this story. It was basically she knew she knew some like there was family friends basically.
Okay.
I don't know who they are. Like I think this might have been before I was born. But one day they were like driving up Wales, I think going back to their friend's house.
Nice.
And
Coming up to my end.
there was like husband, wife, and then they had I think 2 kids, and one of the kids was 3 years old, sitting like by one of the window seats, and
Do you want to know what's
driving
mad? I think
Wales
I've heard this. Carry on.
I think I may have told you this before, but he was sitting like by the window seat, and then out of nowhere, he points at one of the houses on like the right side of Wellsway, going up Wellsway. You know, it's like kind of
Yeah.
old-looking house, and says, "I built that house."
What?
And says like literally just says, "I built that house," and we all like everyone in the car was like, "What?" And then he's like, "I built that house," and then he starts listing off things like this information which a 3-year-old kid would
Only
not
you would know. Yeah.
Like he starts listing off a name of who he was,
What?
what his profession was, and I think he may have even said, I'm not sure, I can't remember the whole story, but I think he may have even said how he died.
What?
And
That's mad.
they got like they got back to the house a bit kind of like weirded out. For us, oh, okay, that's just a kind of bit out of nowhere. How could this 3-year-old girl, by the way, claim to be a? They looked it up, and it was everything she had said was true. There was like
Oh, man.
What?
Oh,
like
man.
apparently a
That's
builder
mad.
had like died falling off a ladder or something on building one of the houses on the right side of Wellsway, like back in like the 19th
Fuck, that's
century.
scary, man.
And they got the name right. They got like the way
Fuck.
they died right.
That's so mad. But
And
also, like
that is mad.
That is fucked.
things like that. I was watching this program and they were in the theatre and there was a superstition that this ghost always used to sit down in one single place.
I've
and it used
seen
to be
that.
an old actor which used to sit there.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he
yeah.
said, this guy said, if anyone's here, you can use my energy to overcome me and speak to everyone or whatever. And as soon as he said that, a couple of seconds after, he literally felt so ill and fainted.
Yeah.
Like, how can that not be fake?
Yeah. Running
Like,
off
do you know
what
what I mean?
running off what
Yeah.
Phil said though about like the whole having a past life and all that.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life.
Reincarnation.
There was a point in my life that I genuinely believed myself I was Hitler. I'm not even joking. Like, I
Okay.
must have. I've always
Rah.
had, since finding out about
Okay.
whole Nazi Germany and all the fucked up shit that happened.
You thought,
right?
that
I had a-
sounds like me. I would have done that.
That is definitely a
What
bit
do
of
you feel
me.
like? Deja vu or something? Like,
no,
I'm
right,
not gonna
so,
lie, you get moments of deja vu, which I
right,
get
so
deja
it's
vu
like
a lot.
I must have watched like a documentary on it. Like it must have just been on TV, and I took a fascination to it when I was younger. But like ever since finding out some of the dark shit that they did, I've always had a. I've always, I've always had quite a like weird interest in it. Not I don't find
To
any
be
of
fair,
it.
you did say you did say I think in our first podcast that you watched a Hitler documentary.
Yeah.
So,
It's like things
There you go.
about his past life to make him that much of a corrupt, fucked up dictator.
yeah.
And the
it's like,
scientists he got behind and stuff.
So, what's it called? It's like sociology,
Yeah,
psychology.
yeah,
psychology.
One of them.
Sociology is like how the world's going and stuff.
psychology's like what's going on.
It's just people who want to see like what happens in their brains to become that
Mhm.
way.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
yeah. So I used to just I must have just watched it subliminally. I went into school once and started off reeling off Hitler facts, and they were like, "How do you know that? That's just really weird things." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I just do." And then I was like, "Oh shit!"
And then we started a cult, and it all grew from there.
And then my dad
And
came and he was like,
eventually-
"I'm actually Hitler." Nah, but no, my dad was like, "No, we watched that thing like a month ago or something." And I was like, "Oh, makes sense."
You know, now that you
Yeah.
say it, your
Don't,
dad-
hey, big man, watch out what you're gonna say, alright?
He does.
I'm a
he
camp
could be
you,
a
I'm a
fat Hitler.
camp-
He could be a fat Hitler.
No,
yeah, he could.
it would nothing beat the story when my dad took me and Phil to the gym once, and well, he's not a
Oh,
reckless
Oh,
driver.
this is funny.
He's not a reckless driver. He's
This is
good.
funny, this is funny.
He's fast but safe, right? And Phil, once getting out of the
Some-
car from my house to the sports centre, took us about, don't know, maybe 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Usual time it would take us maybe about 12 to 15.
Mhm.
Take out of that whatever you want.
Yeah, you can pretty much know the story from that.
And Phil gets out of the car and goes to my dad. How the fuck did you pass your driving test? And my dad goes, first time, mate.
yeah, I
God.
don't believe that. That's complete bullshit.
No,
Not
it was.
for-
No, I assume it would have been easier, but. What,
Yeah,
like
no,
30
but it
odd
would probably
years
be
ago,
easier, but it's not that easy. Like,
No, yeah.
that is.
Talking about past lives and all that, I've always had this weird deja vu. Okay, and I keep on thinking of it, and it's, I don't know, take what you want from it, but it's about, like, being back ages ago in Victorian times, being this one kid who, like, always used to cause trouble.
Right.
Take what you want from that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, no, yeah. But like, I was reading in the past lives at one point, and people believed they had a past
Mhm.
life, and they genuinely
Yeah.
say their behavioural aspect is totally different to what they are now.
yeah,
'Cause
mine
you-
was as well,
Yeah,
because
because you've been misbehaved.
Well, then
didn't
surely
talking
you?
about this
could not be
Victorian
Hitler, 'cause you're
time,
exactly the
this
same
kid
as him.
used to be, like, doing everything, but
Yeah, but that's not you. You're not like misbehaved or anything like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, mate,
That is-
fucking weird.
That's quite mad. I don't really get deja vu that much anymore. I used to get a right.
No, yeah,
when-
I don't really that much.
I
I'd
get
like-
like moments of deja vu where it's not like something which hasn't happened to you. I kind of like think to myself, I swear I've like dreamt this happening before, but now
This
it's
whole
happening
world
now.
is
It doesn't
so
make
deep.
sense.
I don't really experience deja vu that much anymore.
No, I
I
don't.
used
But
to.
you do have to realise there's so many things weird in this world. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to get down to everything.
Where you can talk about
Know
those
what's happening.
conspiracies.
Yeah. Well, that'll be one of our soon episodes about conspiracy theories.
Yeah. This timeline is destroyed. We don't know what we have posted, guys. We don't know.
Yeah, true.
What's happened is we've recorded a bit, and we're going to post them when they seem relevant or when we want to. So you
We
might
have
see this.
potentially, we have predicted the future because we have said, right, you guys have smashed that like button on the first video. You've asked, like, a number
Realistically,
of
you
people
just
have asked.
In
the
reality,
second
it's got 10
video.
dislikes.
If
People like
you
ghost stories
have
on
done
you.
that- If you have done that, then that's credit to us. If you haven't
Yeah.
done that, then that's just discredit to you.
Could almost say it's a bit of deja vu.
Yeah, like it's most, if you didn't like it, the first one, then you've missed out on a great second episode. So really, who's,
Yeah.
who's
That is
the-
true, though. That is true.
Fair.
This one's a banger.
That's a banger.
Yeah.
That's a banger. If you want more ghost story stuff or stuff along these lines, let us know, because I like scaring myself by researching them. So it gives me something to do. If you find it entertaining, then it'll entertain us.
Thank you guys for listening to this podcast.
Please, everyone, help Reuben keep up with something to do. It's really been quite hard for him to find a hobby during this lockdown, because this was recorded in lockdown. By the time it's out, it's probably going to be
My birthday.
Still locked down.
We never know.
Yeah,
It
still
might- it might
locked down. Knowing the way it's all going, mate, it's still locked down.
not- To be fair.
I'll be back at work though, so winning. Right.
Mm.
So, thank you for listening, lads. If you did like it, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike, but let us know why you didn't like
Yeah,
it.
but like, again, I can't stress enough. If you leave a dislike, please tell us why.
There we go,
And
thank
then
you.
But yeah.
if we change and you still dislike it, that's your problem, not ours.
But guys, thanks for listening. I hope this podcast is just something that you can turn on and put in the background and just listen and vibe with us.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, that's, keep that a key point. Not in front of family though. This is not family friendly.
No, I
Well,
mean
it
it's
could
quite
be.
friendly. Yeah, it's not. It's not.
We
it's
have
not
been-
that.
I mean, there's a couple of swear words. We don't know what families are like.
It's not much. It's not that much. Not family friendly.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, this is going on too long. We need to call it.
Bye!
Thank you guys.
Let's just
See you all
call it.
later.
In a bit,
Bye
lads.
guys. See you later. Bye.